Welcome to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce. Each month, we'll feature business and community leaders sharing their stories, initiatives, concerns, and passions. Learn practical information regarding community resources and opportunities. Now, the host of Business Voice, Greece Regional Chamber President and CEO, Sarah Lentini.
Hi, everybody. You're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Home. I'm Sarah Lentini, your host. I'm also the president and CEO of the Greece Chamber, and we have a wonderful show for you today, starting with my first guest, Jennifer Karbowski, who is COO and managing owner of FHL of New York and of Rochester, which is actually better known to everybody as Tim Hortons. Welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. So you help me out here. You own several Tim Hortons in the area, in the greater Rochester region, right?
Yes. We have 3 in the greater Rochester region, and we have 2 in Orleans County. Wonderful.
And the 3 in the greater Rochester region are?
We have 2 in the Greece area, Ridgeway and Long Pond and Mount Read Boulevard, and we just opened up a new location in Irondequoit.
Wonderful. And that's on Culver Road, correct?
Yes. It's inside the Quickly's convenience store. We have a drive-through and walk up inside that Quickly store.
Yeah, and we're very excited. So, first of all, thank you so much for your Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce membership. We're delighted to have you in the membership. And we're excited because I know we're doing a ribbon cutting with you guys for the Culver Road location coming up on December 16th. And I know that we're also doing a First Friday, I think that's at the Mount Read location, a First Friday business networking event first thing in the morning, 9 a.m. on, when is that? First Friday, I guess, is my tip-off.
I think it's January 6th, I think it is.
Yep.
And that's at the 3663 Mount Read Boulevard. And we'll be hosting that with some coffee and some treats. So.
Oh, sounds great. Such a wonderful way for folks in the membership to network with each other. And we often have, first-time guests that join us, too, so that's great. Yeah. When you say we, is this like your family, you and your husband?
Yes. My mother and father were the original franchisees. And they're still franchisees, and my husband and I and my brother, so we all run it together. And, my mother and father back in 2005 started it in Orleans County, and I joined them in 2007 out of college.
Oh, wow.
And didn't know really what I wanted to do, but I just fell in love with the quick service, and especially the Tim Hortons franchise. We just have such a great product and, good missions. It's a good company. So I've been with Tim Hortons over 15 years, and we just built a great team around us. So we just can't do it without our team. But, so we've been doing this for over 17, but I've been doing it personally for 15
years. Oh, my goodness. It's like your entire adult life.
Yeah.
And what I love about this is this is a family business, and it's a multi-generational family business. And I don't think that people think about that when they think about franchises, right? Especially one with the name recognition of Tim Hortons.
Right. And Tim Hortons loves the multi-generational because, you grow up in it, you see your parents do it, and, you really get your feet wet. So I actually became a franchisee just this year, but even though I've been doing it for 15 years, Tim Hortons just loves to see that second generation keep it in the family. You've been doing it, for X amount of years. So we understand the expectation, and we understand our community because we've been ingrained in it for, so long. So.
Yeah, and that's another good point. So you guys, this is your community. You've lived
absolutely.
Here all your life.
Yes, and, we do our best to, help out as much as we can, we have a lot of people who come to us, for coffee donations, and we do Smile Cookie each year. We donated all the proceeds to Golisano Hospital. So, any fundraising that we do through Tim's is we try to keep it as local as possible. And then, just, smaller organizations that come to us, like in Orleans County, we had a gentleman who got diagnosed with ALS. And we did a one-day, drive-through. We sold bracelets, and we ended up raising $8,000 for ALS research. So the community just responds when it comes to Tim's. They understand, that we're doing it together. So that's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing, and a wonderful local family-owned business embedded in what makes people think about a very big, maybe not local, not family-run corporation, but you're franchise owners, so you actually own those 3 locations in Monroe, and was it 2 in Orleans?
Yep, and 2 in Orleans. Yep, and just insider stores every day. With our team, it's a real personal touch. We're giving great opportunities to some great people in the Rochester market. I love seeing. We just had a outing the other day, and we have over 75 years of manager experience just in our corporation. We have managers that have been with us 2 years all the way up to 14 years. So a lot of people have been really stuck around, work hard, and we try to recognize them for that as well.
That's wonderful. It's that's also important. So you're providing a lot of great jobs for people and training opportunities, and it sounds like you've got the ability for people to work their way up. I mean, it sounds like you worked your 100%. Way up, right?
Yes, yeah. I started as a restaurant manager, and working. I actually love that part. I love working in the restaurant, working with the guests. But yeah, we love to see that coming in. I have team members that came in at 16 just looking for a job, and now they're assistant GMs.
Wow.
I love that story because and it doesn't always have to end up that way. I think we can be a great first job, we can be a great last job. But at the end of the day, we just want to provide a good work experience for you. Whatever that may be to you, that's what we strive for. So.
That's great. That's inspirational, actually. Now, let's talk about the product and the experience for the person visiting the Tim Hortons franchises you have. You've got some wonderful foods, right? And you have and you don't just have coffee and donuts, right?
Right, of course. No, we have our fresh egg breakfast sandwich, which we crack fresh eggs for all of our breakfast sandwiches. We have some amazing drink product lines with, cold brew and, obviously our hot coffee. And then we also have some really great offers through our app. A lot of people are still getting used to it, especially if you're, not used to your smartphone. But the app just has so many amazing deals on it. So I would really, we try to encourage our guests to get on the app and order online. It's super easy. We can actually, as soon as you order, when you get close to the restaurant, it sends that order to our restaurant.
Oh, wow.
We can have that ready for you. You can be paid up, and it'll be a really seamless transaction. So that's one great part about the app.
Oh, yeah, that sounds very wonderful. You might need, though, to offer some training sessions for dinosaurs like me. Maybe we could do that at the chamber, like a special how to download, get on the app and not get in trouble. I think people like me are always worried we're going to get in trouble, right? So
I know it's such a challenge, but I think once you get over that hump, it becomes really easy to use. So.
That sounds great. Yeah. And you made the point of saying fresh eggs. Yeah. And that's a really important point, right? Because don't the majority of, restaurants in your space tend to use, powdered, not fresh eggs?
Right, yeah. And I think Tim's is recognizing, that people are really, conscientious about what's going into their food. So we've really taken a turn to be conscientious about that, providing the fresh eggs, taking any additional food dye out of our food. So, and I believe on our website, timhortons.com, we really emphasize all of that, nutritional, steps forward that we're doing with our food to make it, the best it could be for our guests.
That sounds great. I'm getting hungry just having the conversation. And I know the donuts, it's my fault. We glossed over the donuts, but the donuts can be pretty spectacular as well.
Yeah. And we thankfully have, at all my restaurants, and I know a lot of other Tim restaurants, we have new technology as far as our ovens go. So our donuts are coming out better than ever.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to might have to sample, for research purposes. We have to sample some of that.
Maybe tomorrow we can pretend it's Friday, right?
Oh,
we'll treat ourselves.
That sounds wonderful, yeah. So if somebody wants to get the app, if somebody wants to visit the stores or put in an order early, you mentioned a website, but it sounded kind of like the entire, how do they get to you and your locations?
Yeah, so if they download the app on their Play Store or, Apple phones have, their apps. You just type in Tim Hortons. There's only one app that you can download. Okay. And then you can search, your nearest Tim's location, and then you can order there. And then when you drive there, it'll send, and you just say your name, Jen, my name's Jen. I have an order, and it'll be in our system. We'll get that all ready for you. And then we also have a rewards program, which is another great tool to just give free things. So every time you order, that adds up, and then it'll give you points to get some free Tim Hortons. So
wonderful. So it's as simple as, what was it, timhortons.com?
Yep, go to timhortons.com, or if you just Google search Tim Hortons app, that will bring you to probably your devices, what you need to download, and then you just download it and very quick, put in some of your information, and then when you show up at the store, you'll be able to either order online or you can show your barcode so you can start redeeming some of those points so you can get some free Timmies.
Free Timmy's sounds great to me.
Yeah, right.
Oh, terrific. Jennifer Karbowski, COO and managing owner of 5 different Tim Hortons restaurants in the greater Rochester region. Thank you so much for being with us here today on Business Voice.
Oh, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Don't go away. Don't flip that dial. We're going to be right back with my next guest.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. At Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Home, the focus is always on how your loved one lived. Bartolomeo and Perotto has been helping families create meaningful tributes and celebrating unique lives for 3 generations. They treat your family like their own, always with the utmost compassion, warmth, and care. When you're in need, call Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Home 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 720-6000.
If you're looking to market and grow your business, make new business connections, and give back to the community in a meaningful way, consider joining the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce. We're the largest suburban chamber in Monroe County, and we offer networking, education, marketing, insurance, and advocacy. You do not need to live or work in Greece to join. Our members come from throughout the region. In short, we're better together, and together, we're moving business forward. Visit greecechamber.org or call 585-227-7272 to join today.
Gift yourself a blah-free 2022. Boost your mood and your health in a blink. Blink Fitness is your fun, friendly neighborhood gym with tons of state-of-the-art equipment and a mood-above-muscle attitude. Join for $1 and get all the perks. What do you have to lose? Blink Fitness Greece is located at 2833 West Ridge Road in the Wegmans Ridgemont Plaza. Join today and experience feel-good fitness in a blink.
The one media outlet you can count on. The voice of liberty. The WYSL stations.
Welcome back. You're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Home. I'm Sarah Lentini, your host. I'm also the president and CEO of the Greece Regional Chamber, and I'm delighted to welcome back my next guest, because he's been on a couple times before. He's terrific. Mike Matteo, who is the GM of the Village at Unity. Welcome, Mike.
Hello, Sarah. Happy holidays. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. The rain is falling outside. I'm sorry. I'm doing fine. The holidays are coming, and there's lots going on at the Chamber, and I'm guessing there's lots going on at the Village at Unity because you are really into events, right?
Oh, my gosh, yes. We've got so much stuff going on. It's hard to even list it, but I want to tell you about something that we just rolled out about 6 weeks ago. This is so cool. We have a senior-friendly virtual reality program.
Wow.
We have these 5 headsets, so residents sign up, or they sign up with their family members. And this isn't like, those headsets you buy for the kids with you're waving swords and playing games and stuff like that. This is, you want to make a travel log come real?
Wow.
This is amazing. And we've had residents say, oh, my gosh, this is a trip I always wanted to take with my daughter and couldn't, and it's as if you are right there. It's almost like they took Google Earth and made it into virtual reality. It's unbelievable what this is doing for all levels of our residents. So it's something we piloted. I think we're the only second leisure care community that has it. We decided to pilot it, and we're expanding it into 2023 because it's transformative.
It sounds wonderful.
These folks, oh my gosh, amazing.
How many different places? I mean, are there certain destinations that you've got then?
Just about any place you want to go.
Wow.
There's a menu that is a monthly subscription for us, and there's a menu of places you can go. There are hosted tours. You can bicycle through Paris. You can you can take a riverboat down the Nile. I mean, my gosh, and it's 360. So if you turn your head, you're seeing what's behind you. It's just amazing. So that's one of the bigger things we've got going on right now.
Yeah, that's great.
We're in the midst of a food drive for the Veterans Outreach Center.
Nice.
They've been kind of our group for this year, and we called and said, what do you need? About a month ago or so, now on Fridays, I got to back up just a little bit. On Fridays, we do a tailgate party for all of the staff, residents, family, whoever stopped. We got people driving by. We decorated one of our trucks in Buffalo Bills colors with flags. We put music out there. We grill food, and it's a tailgate party going into the football weekend.
And this is open to everybody? Anybody can just stop by if they see you or if they know you're doing that?
Technically not open to the public, but you're welcome to come on by if you're driving by. We haven't turned anybody. We got people from the hospital coming over just to have some fun.
Yeah.
And the price of a sandwich free, but we charged a brief price about a month and a half ago of hats or socks or mittens for veterans serviced by the Veterans Outreach Center. We filled 3 contractor bags full of goods. Oh, it's just, it's amazing. So you're having some fun on a Friday afternoon, and you're doing such good work, too. We're right in the middle of a food drive for the VOC where they had a wish list of things that they want to be able to give veterans. So the boxes are overflowing.
That's
with
great.
Food. It's amazing.
So that if somebody wants to drop stuff off, they can come. Somebody from the public can come.
Absolutely, that would be great, and take it right to the Village Square sales desk, and we would be happy to put it in the box where you're at the Village Square, which is where Crossroads Restaurant is. Have a meal while you're here.
Yep.
Hop on by, buy yourself some breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and sit down and just enjoy the Village vibe as it is, and just kind of get that feel for wow, this place is something different. It's not what I thought it was. It's amazing. It's something different. So that's what we got.
That sounds great. And, just remembering that the WYSL audience spans quite a distance, we should probably give people who, maybe don't live that close to the Village at Unity or are new to the area a little bit of orientation about where you are. How do they find you?
Sure. We are on the Unity Hospital campus, which is on Long Pond Road. It's the big hospital, and we are the really cool-looking buildings to the north of the campus, behind 2 big ponds. The address is 1471 Long Pond. You can't miss us when you drive by. If you're new to the area, the Unity campus is nestled gently between Long Pond Road and Ridge Road, about a mile from the mall.
In the town of Greece.
Yep, absolutely, in the town of Greece. which we just love being in. It's a great place. Let's see. Other stuff we got coming up for you. We get through the holidays. We roll right into our February Fitness Frenzy, which is it's a leisure care program where we do some fun stuff with the residents. We get healthy. We count our steps. There's prizes to be won along the way. We raise money for a charity of our choice throughout all of that as well, and that's sponsored by the 180 Foundation, which is a charitable organization that's part of Leisure Care. And it all fits into our Prime Fit Wellness program that we like to stay active. We like to stay engaged between balanced lifestyle, nutrition, brain activity, and physical activity. Everything we do revolves around this Prime Fit Wellness initiative, and February Fitness Frenzy is one of them. So you'll see us out running and playing in the snow. Last year we did a reindeer shoot where we dressed up as reindeer and people shot us with ink guns, paint guns. Oh my gosh, what fun! And you got to spend $10 and shoot the general manager.
Oh, that would be you. Okay.
It was, with a squirt gun. Yeah, I mean, so we were out there dancing around in the snow. In fact, I had a thought. We're going to be doing
I'm not going out there as your... No.
No. I wouldn't do that to you. Maybe sometimes. We're going to be doing our second annual Chopped Championship. So this is where each of our kitchens, and there's 4 of them, choose a champion to compete in a black box competition in front of our residents. And I need a judge. Would you be interested?
Judging food?
Yeah.
Does that mean I get to eat a little food, too?
You get to eat it, too, absolutely.
I would love to do that.
I'll make sure you get the invitation. We had a great time last year, raised some money for our charity during the Fitness Frenzy, and the cooks just had a great time. So they get a mystery basket, they get a whole pantry, just like the television show, and they get a set amount of time to create something. Last year we did entree side dish for the first round and dessert for the second. And they had we threw weird stuff at them. We threw Twinkies at them. We threw bacon at them. We had a bunch coming up with the ideas, and if they could use a grill or a fryer or whatever. And that kind of gets us into February.
Wow.
And before you know it, it's concert season again. And we are just going to blow it up this year. It's just going to be amazing. We started planning concert season before the last concert season was open. We're looking to do something around generations this year. So generations of music, bands from the 60s, from the 70s, from the 80s. Oh, my gosh, right? We ended last year with the Sky Coasters and had 500 people on the back lawn. And just amazing. People from the public coming in. It's open. It's free. There's beer and wine sales. There's concessions for dinner. Kids are there. Dogs are there. Dancing like crazy people. Oh, my gosh.
Sounds great.
Fun.
I mean, it just sounds so wonderful. Mike, I can't believe the range of exciting and creative things that you're doing for both the residents and the community. And just to say, I mean, this is a really nice living facility. And, the age, the eligible age, what does it begin at? Is it like 55?
55 plus, yep.
That's what I thought. So, and you don't, there are plenty of people that are driving cars and living there and taking advantage of all the wonderful activities and the great restaurants because you have more than one. And speaking of fitness, don't you have like an exercise kind of a program and room, and don't you have a screening room, a film room, and what was that?
We expanded that part of it
it's
for a
bigger
little
than
bit.
I remember.
We built a bowling alley.
Oh, come
Sarah,
on.
We built
How cool.
wee bowling alley.
Wow.
And it's set up just like it would have been if you were watching Bowling for Dollars with Ron DeFrance several years ago. We put a Pac-Man machine in there. That's where we do our competition bowling and our team bowling. We took another room and made it into what we call Spirit, which is a meditation space with a custom-made stone fountain and aromatherapy and quiet music, and people take their breaks in there. Staff can use it. Families can use it. It's just a gorgeous room. Looks out into one of our flowered courtyards. We expanded our gym. We expanded our exercise space.
I got to come visit.
You have to come.
I thought it was beautiful before. Wow.
It's really going to just blow your mind.
Yeah.
I mean, we went past the whole just here, here's the treadmill, here's how you use it.
Yeah.
We call our machine room destination because it's a little pun. You're on a treadmill or a bike. You're not going anywhere.
Right.
But we put television screens on the wall that you can project videos from one of the services that show a mountain trail, or it shows a road, or it shows a path. And so you can watch this while you're on your machine. You can watch regular TV, too. That's available. But you can kind of take yourself away, and before you know it, your 15 or 20 minutes is up, and you've pedaled your 3 or 4 miles, and you didn't even feel that you were doing it.
It's really enjoyable.
Our Fit instructor is Lisa Knoll. She came to us from the YMCA, and she's just expanded this program like nothing you'd ever seen. It's just, you just got to come and experience it. Come on down one day and just take a walk around the ground and enjoy.
And of course, I'm looking forward to being there to judge the cooking, as well. So that's I'm very, very excited. So I've got to tell you, Mike, beyond sophisticated, exciting, creative, you are doing a great job. You and your team. And it's lovely that you're creating so many things that are open to everybody in the community. And if people are interested, how do they reach you?
They can give us best way is to get us through our website at thevillageatunity.com. Any questions we do have a chat box, so you can ask questions. Our sales team will get back to you to answer whatever questions you've got coming on. That should I live here? We have something, and I just want to throw this on. I know we're getting short, but we have a third party called a financial concierge. So one of the questions people ask us is, can I afford to live here? And that's not for us to judge or decide. And so we use this third party to help people sort their funding out to determine how much money per month they can spend.
Got it.
And then they can look and say, is this a place that I can be? Can I afford to be here? Peace of mind is really what we're trying to get to so that folks can enjoy a hassle-free lifestyle and not worry about driving in the Rochester winters or I don't feel like cooking today or anything else. So we'll do anything we can to help people make a great decision. I will tell you the thing that our community does better than anybody else in the world is that we solve problems. Give us something to work on, and we're going to help you solve that problem. And it may not be with us. It may be one of our great competitors that can satisfy the needs better than we can, but we're going to help you solve the problem. So give us a shout-out and let us help you solve the problem.
Mike Matteo, General Manager, The Village at Unity, doing a great job. We've got to check them out on the web at thevillageatunity.com, but also it's .com, right, Mike?
.com, yes, ma'am.
thevillageatunity.com. And even better, drop on by, give them a call, find out what's going on, and drop on by and take a visit. Thank you so much. Mike Matteo, The Village at Unity, thank you for being here with us today on Business Voice.
You're so welcome, Sarah. Have a great holiday.
Thank you. You too. Looking forward to seeing you soon.
Absolutely.
All right, don't go away. We're going to be right back with my next guest. Do not flip that dial.
Funerals can be expensive. You may be surprised to learn that you can get Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Homes 5-star service at a price you can afford. They understand one price doesn't fit all and strive to ensure that your needs are met within your budget. Their family of funeral homes are a part of helping to achieve that goal. But above all else, they promise quality service. The details are taken care of so you can focus on what's important. Find out more by calling Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Home at 720-6000.
Need help with health insurance? The Greece Regional Chamber provides assistance with health insurance for businesses, nonprofits, families, and individuals throughout our region. We pride ourselves on the personalized service that we provide for our clients. Let us help you find health insurance plans that fit your needs and navigate the paperwork. Greece Chamber Benefit Partners, located at 2402 Westridge Road in Rochester, New York, offers a broad range of medical insurance plans for businesses, nonprofits, individuals, and families throughout the greater Rochester Finger Lakes region, working with insurance companies including Excel Dallas Blue Cross Blue Shield, Univera, and MVP Healthcare. We can also help you access insurance plans through the New York State of Health, the official health plan marketplace. Again, you do not need to live or work in Greece to utilize our brokerage services. We serve the greater Rochester Finger Lakes region of New York State. Visit greecechamber.org to sign up for one of our free health insurance information sessions or schedule an appointment with one of our licensed brokers. Call 585-227-7272. 585-227-7272.
Shop the WYSL store 24 hours for official apparel, drinkware, and gift ideas at WYSL1040.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Home. As always, I am your host, Sarah Lentini, also the president and CEO of the Greece Regional Chamber. And I'm especially delighted to welcome my next guest, a dear friend, as well as a business colleague, Angela LaVecchia from FranNet. Welcome, Angela.
Thanks, Sarah. I always appreciate when you put these events together because they're beneficial. They serve the community very well.
Oh, thank you. That's great. Well, we love working with you and John Adams, of course, both of you from FranNet. But I know that you, Angela, have been especially involved in pulling together a new initiative that FranNet's involved in, and you're spearheading. Could you talk a little bit about it? We probably should tell people what FranNet is first, by the way. Maybe we could weave that in.
Okay. Well, I'm Angela LaVecchia, and I represent a company called FranNet. FranNet is a brokerage house that represents 250 franchises that are mid-priced. We do not represent the McDonald's or the Sonics or the Chick-fil-A because they don't need representation. Mm-hmm. But there are lots of franchises out there that do need representation. In fact, Sarah, one of them is a local Rochester business called 1-800-STRIPER, and they just came under the FranNet umbrella.
Awesome.
But at any rate, myself and John Adams, we can help you if you are interested in having your own business and you are willing to work with an existing model. We can help you find a business that will suit you, and you do not need to reinvent the wheel.
Yep.
All of the wheel is created.
Yeah, and what's great is, if you've ever thought, folks, if you're listening and you're out there in the listening audience and you've ever thought about, owning your own business, and, maybe you're looking for some ideas, maybe you're looking for some different models or existing structures to connect to, at least as part of your exploration. There's this entire franchise universe, as Angela was just describing, hundreds of franchises, and they're not all completely unreachable, completely unaffordable. There are a range of prices, a range of activities, range of types of businesses. But what I find most amazing is that Angela and John and the folks at FranNet will help you to explore all that and then help you to pursue a franchise and set it up. And how much does it cost, Angela, for people to get your help doing that?
We get paid by the franchisor. Mm-hmm. So we are complimentary to those candidates who are seeking to develop their own business within a franchise model underneath our umbrella.
So I could come to you. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
So I was going to say, so I could come to you and ask for some help identifying and setting up a franchise, and it sounds like the franchisor would be paying your fee, not me, correct?
That is correct.
So
that is correct.
That's enormous. When I learned that, I was like, wow. If more people understood that, I think, they would be, what's the impediment to exploring? There really isn't one. And to get all of the great expertise that you and John provide is amazing. So, thank you for what you do in the community, both of you. So I know that you had started telling me a while back that you were involved in kind of a new venture, a new initiative, that you're spearheading for FranNet. And I thought it involved Rochester itself, the city of Rochester. Am I correct? Tell us about that.
Yes, it's called Franchise Rock, ROC, capital mm-hmm. ROC. Mm-hmm. And I am aligned with John Adams, my colleague in FranNet, Willie Lightfoot, who is a councilman at large in the Rochester market,
mm-hmm. Very well known.
Mm-hmm. Randy Henderson, who is formerly owner of Henderson Ford.
Also very well known, yes.
Both Randy and Willie are very involved in their community. Mm-hmm. And our purpose with Franchise Rock is to let people know that franchises exist, that you can have your own business. We are about education. Mm-hmm. We are about education within the headset of prosperity. And, right now we're in the I believe season, believe and it'll happen, believe in the magic, believe in the faith. And that is what we are all about. So we had an event that was an introductory event in October. We're due to have a follow-up event January 24th. The particulars will be coming out. We're just in the process of the venue, et cetera, et cetera. We're working on it now because we don't want to be left behind, and we don't want to put it together so short that people get left behind, that they don't allow for us to, they don't allow to save the date.
Mm-hmm. Say that date again? Is it January 24th?
We are aligned with the SBA, Small Business Association, with SCORE, with Small Business Development. We have several key people within the Rochester community. The mayor's office is very aware of this. Redco. We have a lot of partners that are willing to help people understand where they can get funding once they start to believe that they can have their own business and that they can follow an existing model.
That sounds great. I mean, that just sounds wonderful. And what a great group of partners you have. The individuals, obviously, that you named at the beginning, Willie Lightfoot and Randy Henderson, amazing partners to have. But then all those organizations are fantastic. So say the date again. Is it January of the event? Is it January
24th?
January 24th.
January 24th. It will be held at, the venue is not locked in.
Will it be in
the time window is 6 to 8 p.m.
Okay, in the evening.
And I want to say it's at Randy Henderson's church on Exchange Street, but I cannot remember the name of the church.
Well, and you might be finalizing, so that could change, but it's going to be January 24th, 6 to 8 p.m., and it's going to be in the city of Rochester, it sounds like, right?
Yes,
Within the city.
It is, and that's our intent.
Yep.
Our first event was in October, and it was on the east side, right over near Cumberland Street, and now we're having it on the west side for those who need mass transit or because we're all about making the community aware that there is prosperity out there. Yes, you have to work for it, but you also have to have partners. You have to talk to the SBA. They want a business plan, and a bank wants to have a business plan, and a bank can tell you how much they'll loan you, and the SBA can tell you how much they'll loan you. It's very, very cohesive and well thought out.
Yeah, it sounds great. So answer a couple questions if you know if you may be still working on this, but so is this open to anybody and everybody in the area? Do you have to be a city of Rochester? Anybody and everybody? It could be somebody.
Anybody and everybody.
Okay, so you could live in a suburb, or you could even live in Livingston County, and you could. A lot of the listeners of this radio station are all over the region and beyond, so I'm just trying to make sure they know they're welcome, right? So that's great.
Yes.
And it doesn't cost anything to attend the event, right?
Correct. It does not.
Awesome. And maybe we can post this on the Chamber website, at greasechamber.org once you're, absolutely sure about the venue, just because we've talked about it here today. So why don't we kind of plan on doing that if you're willing to do that? I think it'll give people a place to go. Or do you have a website that they can go to?
We do have a website. We have a URL, and geez, you're talking to the wrong person about that. Really, you're talking to the wrong person. But let me tell you, I can tell you what the URL is. January 24, 6 to 8 p.m., Church of Love Faith Center, 700 Exchange Street, 14608.
Got it. Okay, wonderful.
It's over near the Ford Street Bridge. It's where Exchange Street and Exchange Boulevard change names over by the Ford Street Bridge.
Wonderful. And if people first of all, do people have to register in advance, or can they just show up?
Yes, and that's why I'm going to give you this URL. So if I give it to you now, and then I will send it to you.
Yeah, we can also put it up on the Chamber site, but this way we'll let people know right now how they can get to you and register.
All right. It's tiny, capital TINY, capital URL.com at Franchise Rock, ROC, Reg, 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 registration.
Got it.
And then we have a Facebook site.
Great.
Which is https://www.facebook.com/franchise rock, and the rock is capitals, ROC.
So Franchise Rock, if somebody's into Googling, Franchise Rock, ROC for Rochester, Franchise Rock is likely going to bring you guys up in a variety of places. Franchise Rock, love it. So, and we will also put it up at greasechamber.org on our events. You know, our homepage has an events calendar that shows right in the top right quadrant. So we'd be delighted to do that. It's great that you're providing, all this energy and all these resources and galvanizing all of this. And I'm sure that January 24th, 6 to 8 p.m. is probably not the last event like this that you're going to do, but it is the one that people could be putting on their calendars now. And I'm really happy to hear that you don't have to be in the city of Rochester to come and attend and learn, what sorts of opportunities, entrepreneurial sorts of opportunities, franchise opportunities, surround you, because really there are many, many opportunities around us and resources as well, and you're bringing it all together. So thank you. Thank you for what you're doing. Angela LaVecchia, FranNet, I just want to say thanks for all you're doing, and thank you for coming on Business Voice today and sharing it with us. Thank you so much for being with us here today on Business Voice.
Thanks, Sarah. It's always a pleasure.
Oh, same here. All right, don't go away. We're going to be right back. We have one more guest. Do not flip that dial.
Every life has a story. Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Home takes pride in helping families navigate the path to telling their loved one's unique story. It's difficult to avoid sadness at a time of loss, but sharing stories, pictures, and personal items can lead to a path of healing as you remember how special they were. Bartolomeo and Perotto certified celebrants help to create a meaningful celebration. If you are in need or want to learn more, contact Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Home at 720-6000.
Have you felt the Village vibe? It's that feeling of confidence, a swagger that's only found when you visit the Village at Unity. It's laughter and joy. It's knowing that, hey, they've got this. Because what the Village does better than anyone is to help solve your senior housing problems. From dining to transportation and programs to security, you can be sure that the Village has it. Come and feel the Village vibe. Visit thevillageatunity.com and discover what your senior living experience could be.
Gift yourself a blah-free 2022. Boost your mood and your health in a blink. Blink Fitness is your fun, friendly neighborhood gym with tons of state-of-the-art equipment and a mood above muscle attitude. Join for $1 and get all the perks. What do you have to lose? Blink Fitness Greece is located at 2833 West Ridge Road in the Wegmans Ridgemont Plaza. Join today and experience feel-good fitness in a blink.
Safeguarding your freedoms and your future. The WYSL stations.
Welcome back. You're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Homes. I am, as always, your host, Sarah Lentini. I'm also the president and CEO of the Chamber, and I'm delighted to welcome my next guest, new to the Chamber, new to the region, at least as a business owner. Okay, not so much. New to Greece, with a very well-known business, Salena's Taqueria has just opened in the town of Greece, and I'm so delighted to welcome the owner, Aaron Metras.
And thank you for having me today.
Oh, you're very welcome. I can't tell you how excited we are that you've opened a taqueria. I just have to say it that way, right? Salena's Taqueria in the town of Greece. And we were talking about this earlier. You're on Maiden Lane, right?
Correct. Yeah, we're right at Maiden and Mount Reed in the Tops Plaza.
Wonderful. And of course, Salena's Salena's downtown is also your restaurant, correct? Salena's at Village Gate.
That is correct. Yep.
Yeah, and that's a wonderful place. I've known it forever. I was mentioning to you earlier that I worked right across the street from Village Gate for many, many years, so I am no stranger to Salena's, and my husband and I used to go there quite a lot after work and really enjoyed it there. I was raving to you about the the sangria because, wonderful sangria, by the way, folks.
Yeah, you like the fresh fruit, yeah.
With the fresh fruit, yeah. I mean, nobody makes sangria the right way, but you guys do. And so that was it. We didn't need anything else. The sangria and some appetizers, and we were very happy. So Salena's downtown, Village Gate, great location, one of those places that you're happy is there, and you expect it to be there, and you'd be not very happy if it disappeared. And then now you've opened...
Me especially.
You especially, that's right. That's pretty funny, Aaron. And then now, so is this you and your wife who've opened up, expanded? You're the owners?
Correct, yeah. So my wife and I are the owners of Salena's. We took over Salena's in 2011 after both having worked there for 10 years apiece. A little over 10 years apiece at that time. So I think we're on like either 22 or 23 now.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Yeah.
So we opened the Taqueria last month. We were kind of quiet about it. We wanted to make sure we could get some kinks out and make sure we had the flow down before we really started making announcements out to people.
Yep. And now you're ready to come out of the box. And
now we are ready. Yeah,
do a little celebrating with all of us, right? I think we at least tentatively scheduled a ribbon cutting with you for the 21st of December, right? 21st of December at 11 o'clock. So we're very excited about that, and so happy that you've joined the chamber. And tell us, because it seems like this is the hot new thing, taqueria, right? There seem to be a number of them, or I see that word. What is that really like? I hope you know, because I don't. What does that really mean?
What a taqueria is, if you're in Mexico, a taqueria is basically a takeout thing. That's essentially, it's where you would go and get a quick, maybe a couple of tacos, something that you could basically carry out in your hand and then go eat it while you're walking down the street. That's essentially what you would see in Mexico.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Oh.
Yeah. So we had come up with this plan back in 2018, actually. And we were working on implementing it right before COVID hit in 2019. Obviously, COVID being what it is, everybody's just holding on for dear life at that point in time. But it just kind of reinforced this idea of a quick service takeout model. It really demonstrated during COVID how much people appreciated the flexibility of being able to get meals and take them home.
Yep.
So it really showed that this was something that could work, and we put it into action. And interestingly, over the past several years, the west side of Rochester, primarily Greece, Spencerport, and Chili, has been where, anecdotally, the most people have requested us to open a second location.
Oh.
People come in all the time saying, "Hey, why don't you guys come up to the west side?" So, we tried. There we are.
That's great. That's great. And you could probably open yet another another version of Salena's in Greece or on the west side and have that be full in no time. I don't know if you know this, but like the town of Greece alone has like well over 95,000 people, and it's huge. It's the largest town in the town of in Monroe County.
Huge.
Yeah, it's enormous. It is like the size of the city of Albany. It's right up there with the city of Albany in terms of size. It's twice the size of the city of Binghamton. And so, there's a lot of population and a lot of folks that would love to have more, please, más, right? More, more Mexican food, please.
We don't think this will be our permanent location in Greece. We are trying to find a standalone building, preferably something that has like a drive-through, so we can do drive-through pickup window. That would be our ideal. So that's what we're keeping our eye out for. And then hopefully also someplace that we'd be able to serve margaritas as well.
Oh, that would be That would be very lovely, very lovely. Yes, because that's part of the whole experience, isn't it? It's kind of what, especially after a certain time of day, that becomes very attractive. So we'll keep our
especially with alcohol to go now too. You can get your meals and then take a margarita home and have it at home, which is nice because then you don't have to worry about driving home at all.
Oh, that's
that's a great option for folks.
That sounds wonderful, and hopefully sangria to go as well. It sounds really, really good.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm quite fixated on the sangria.
We use the to-go class. Next time you're downtown, we'll have to make sure you grab one to go.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that would be great. I plan to stop by. So, are you and your wife like a Selena's romance? Did you guys meet working there?
We actually we met working at Selena's. Interestingly, though, not until we had both been there for several years, because I worked at, there was a Selena's Taqueria where Downtown Hospice now, and I primarily worked there in the early 2000s, and I was a couple years younger than my wife, and she was she was over 21, I was under 21, so we were kind of hanging with different crowds back then.
Yep.
And then I went away for a couple of years to Louisiana and came back, and that's when we met, and that's when we got together.
And the rest is history. Yes.
And the rest is history. And now we have 4 kids. And,
wow.
we've had a lifetime of experiences in a very short time. So it's been fantastic.
And we were talking earlier about the fact that you've pretty much spent, I think you said this to me, like most of your adult life, right? Working for Selena's.
In one fashion or another, It was often, or for most of my 20s and late teens, it was always my second job.
That's great.
I was working in developmental disabilities, which obviously does not pay super well, so I always had to have a second job. And Kelly, my wife, she was actually a special ed teacher, also
similar.
not the highest paying field in the world. So she also had a second job. So Selena's was like our second home. Because it was more consistent than our main job, because it was always the place that we go back to.
Yeah, but it's interesting that for both you and your wife, I don't know which to call the first or the second job, but I mean, both of you had similar interests in activities, not just in the Salena space, but special ed and is not dissimilar from what you were doing as well. So you must have some, it makes sense. It's sort of kismet-y that the two of you are together. So, and you told me you worked your way up. I mean, I kind of get that. You weren't even 21 when you started, so you probably were doing.
No, I started as a 17-year-old dishwasher.
Yeah, and look what happened. That's pretty amazing. And what I wanted to ask is, you've got 4 kids, so are they the next generation of Selena's management? Are they coming to help out, wash a few dishes?
I doubt it.
Too young?
My 12-year-old has worked a couple of shifts, but I know my 12 and 10-year-olds have very little interest in following in our footsteps in this direction. So maybe the 5 and 6-year-olds we will see, but it's totally fine by me if they want to go do their own thing.
Yeah, and it's a little early. They're a little young for them to be making.
Early.
Yeah. I didn't realize I didn't know how old. Yeah.
They have a long time to decide what they'll be doing.
Yeah. And you and your wife must have a tremendous amount of energy to have 4 children and then, have a bustling restaurant and then be expanding to another one in a different location. It's quite impressive.
It's either a lot of energy or a high tolerance for pain or something.
Pain, yeah. Possibly a little masochism, who knows. But
maybe we're still learners, I'm not sure.
No, it sounds great. And actually so nice. I think when you work with your family, your spouse, your family, if it works well, it's probably, about as close to heaven as it gets, really. Make sure.
I'll say it's certainly not for everyone. Mm-hmm. I know lots of people that would not work well with their spouse. It does work out pretty well for us, though.
Yeah. So, that's very lovely. So can we don't have a lot of time left, but I know people are probably pretty familiar with the food, but can we talk a little bit about the food and also for the new Taqueria, what your hours are, your days and your hours and how to reach out and connect with you and
So in the interest of time, I'll cover all the basics first, and then we can go into more of the food stuff. So right now we're open Wednesday through Sunday, 12 to 8. If you go to Selena's, SALENAS.com, right there you'll find a link to both the website for the main restaurant and the website for the Taqueria, as well as our menus, online ordering, all that good stuff, phone numbers. And like I said, we're in the Maiden and Mount Read Plaza, in the Tops Plaza there.
Right, and that's right across the street from Odyssey, right? That's
correct.
What we figured
yep,
out.
Right across the street from Odyssey. Yep.
Wonderful.
Yep, and we've seen plenty. We've gotten lots of lovely teacher support, which has been fantastic.
I bet they're delighted you're there. I bet you. I mean, if I were a teacher at Odyssey, I'd be leaving at the end of the day and stopping off and picking up a whole bunch of stuff to bring home. You know.
That's what we're hoping for. Yeah, and we give all public service professionals 15% off on Wednesdays.
On what day?
On
which day?
Wednesdays.
On Wednesdays. Yep. Very nice. Yep. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's a good perk there. But as far as the food that you had mentioned, one really neat thing that we're doing is we're actually producing all of our meats in our sauces.
Wow.
So our enchilada sauce, our white sauce, green sauce, mole sauce, all of that is being produced in our commissary kitchen, which is in the same building as the main restaurant downtown.
That's great.
For consistency's sake, we have the same crew making the sauces and meats for both places, and then we're transporting them over to the Taqueria. And we're also doing that with all the chips that we have as well, which enables them to be gluten-free, which is pretty cool.
Because
we have isolated fryers over there. So we've been working really hard to make more accommodating menu options for gluten-free and vegetarians and vegans and that sort of thing. So we've been adding more and more options so really the whole family can stop at one location and not have to worry about dietary needs.
That sounds fantastic. You're making my mouth water. I want some. I want some Salenas. Well, that sounds great. I'm so delighted that you've come into Greece. We hope that we can encourage you not just to stay, but to expand in Greece and on the west side. And you better not do anything with that downtown location either, or that wonderful sangria. Aaron Metras, co-owner with his wife of Salena's and Selena's Taqueria, the new location on Maiden Lane in the town of Greece, across from the Greece Central Office, Greece Central School District Central Office, Odyssey, and in the Tops Plaza. Plenty of free parking. We are so grateful to you for joining us here today on Business Voice.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's been a delight. All right, that just about wraps it up for us here today on Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce sponsored by Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Home. I want to thank my guests today, starting with Jennifer Karbowski of Tim Hortons, Mike Matteo of the Village at Unity, Angela LaVecchia of FranNet, and of course, Aaron Metras of Salena's Taqueria. I am just delighted that we've got such wonderful members and also wonderful new businesses that are coming online. This has been a difficult time the last 18 months, and yet I see tons of entrepreneurial spirit all around us and all kinds of encouraging signs in terms of our economy, but also, our way of living. So please do check us out on the web at greecechamber.org, greecechamber.org. We're going to have events. Some of the events we talked about today will be up there, and others. We always have stuff going on. And until next time, be well.
You've been listening to Business Voice. The Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce serves businesses, nonprofits, and individuals throughout the region, focusing on promoting economic and community development and serving as the voice for business. The Chamber offers networking, education, advocacy, community events, and business services. It serves as an important platform for business leaders and citizens to come together in support of common goals.